Am I in the... Oh, I'm in. Would it be in colors? You said ice cream, so probably not. Yeah, you said... Oh. And there he goes. Alright. In the meantime, let's, do our arm flapping to get into character. Do I stay out here? We should have the OOC. Debriefing on like what he actually wants to do. Oh. Ooh. I can see you.
Be seen is fun.
Alright, so is there anything in particular that you wanted to do that I need to know, or do we just like walk in? Because you're the person who...
It's just generally, he's like, hey, wanna go get that ice cream that we never actually ended up getting and talk about stuff?
Yeah, stuff. Oh boy, we have a lot of stuff to talk about, don't we? A lot of... Don't crash on me, though. Or whatever that was. Oh. Uh-oh. Are you okay? Oh, it doesn't look like it. Oh no, it's happening.
Damn it, isn't it? It's a weird day. I don't know what's happening.
If it's the world, we could try another one.
I don't think it's the world. It's the weird thing. Launch that. We shall try.
All right.
Okay, let's actually work this time. Or something.
Mm-hmm.
Let me turn on my music to be thematic. And yes.
All right. It's not working. One moment. All right. Let us go.
Yeah.
I'm glad you finally see the importance of ice cream.
Actually, nice place.
Yeah, it's a really
You're hot miking.
There we go.
Actually, a snazzy bar.
Mm-hmm. It's tucked away in
See
a
where
little
that
corner.
ice cream is. Got donuts as well. Kinda cool.
Yeah, they more have floats. Bam.
Not bad. Well, I guess. Green, the whispers.
Makes sense.
Take the blue one.
Oh, where do you want to sit? There. Options everywhere.
This table's nice.
That is fair enough.
Gotta sit the same place every time.
There we
I'm glad you finally see the importance of ice cream.
So. Yeah, well, I always did like ice cream. I don't drink, but ice cream's not exactly a prohibition, so no reason why not. Actually, I've tried drinking through the mask before, it just doesn't work.
Yeah, no, you should take that off.
I usually do when I'm drinking or
There you go.
eating or something. So, I was wondering a few things, just kind of building on recent events, especially
I'm
with everything that happened to the meat rack.
Am I in trouble again?
I don't think so, no. Kind of the opposite. But I was wondering
That's
a
good.
couple of things about what you said. And specifically when you mentioned that there were things you'd rather not remember given recent events. I never did find out what recent events you were talking about.
Well, the only thing that had happened at that point, silly. Actually, I guess there were two things. So yeah, actually, never mind. You could have flipped the coin though.
Yeah, it was either the Tiger Base or Chase.
The Tiger Base was fun. But yeah, it was that funny little
Tiger
video.
Base was interesting. What was so important about that? I mean, we never even met the guy.
Oh yeah, I have no idea. I mean, I guess now I have a better idea of who he is, but I had no idea who he is when I was watching that. But he did talk about some stuff.
Talked about a lot. Some of it seemed pretty disconnected to the rest. Some of it was just his personal ramblings, I guess, but some of it was about the gangs and everything. So, which point did you really take issue with?
I don't know. And this kind of the whole video kind of felt warm.
I guess that makes sense. Kinda. I mean, it's warm is a strange way to describe someone's final words, but so that's what prompted you to go and talk to Pro, then?
Yep.
I fail to see the connection.
Well, that's okay.
It seems a bit disjointed.
It was important to me
Chase
though because I was
That
worried.
little video.
I was worried that I was going to have to personally deal with him.
Why him in particular? I mean, it's not like Chase mentioned him in the video or anything.
Well, of course. And see, I was going to forget all about it, but then, then I remembered, and then I was trying my best to make sure to not forget.
What is it you remembered? Something connected to Crow?
An old friend.
Understandable. Were they a person or a plant?
What a funny question.
With you, I'm pretty sure you know the names of every single plant in this building, and probably consider them closer friends than some of the people you meet, so...
Well, I've only been here
reasonable
once, and see,
question.
that plant over there is fake, so it's not even a real plant. Although, actually, it's a good thing, because you shouldn't keep a plant on the stairs there, because, like, what if it falls down and gets hurt?
True. Good point. Also, there's not a lot of light in here. Well, not this far down as a fair anyway. So, why would you have wanted to deal with Crow? What was so important about him? I mean, compared to any of the other
Okay.
Fallen who have left.
Well, he is a traitor, isn't he?
Yeah, but there are others. Quite a few, according to all reports.
Well,
Then
yeah,
again,
but I don't know any of them, so they're less important.
less important than Crow. How so?
To me, at least. Because I don't know any of them. How can I deal with them if I don't know any of them?
But you knew
Well, I do know some.
Crow.
I know some of them now, but
True.
not really. Not really though.
Matrix seemed to know a lot about you. For some reason. I mean, she clearly knew about your herbalist nature, because she chose you. Of all people in the entirety of PL, she chose you to take Sprout to. Knowing full well that you're a whisperer, how did she learn about you being a herbalist and everything?
Beats me if she did. I think I just give off an aura.
Crow probably told her. That too.
Probably just.
It was an interesting question, though. Asking him why he left. Does it really make that big of a difference?
Well, to me it does.
Right answer. Because it does to everyone. That's the difference between Crow and Matrix. Big difference. One of them went about leaving the right way, and one went the wrong way.
Mm-hmm. But, you know,
Have
as
you
you
ever
can,
actually thought about leaving, or was it just hypothetical?
I didn't ask him if I wanted to leave, so I asked why he'd left. But you can
Yeah.
see, I was I was not quite in the physical shape to do much, which is why I was worried that I would have to deal with him
Understandable.
immediately.
You'd always ask me for help. I'm kind of... It's what I do.
I suppose.
That sort of thing.
I didn't think of that.
I did make the offer that as long as that arm of yours is healing, if you ever need anything, tell me.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, as you can see, it was just out of caution, personal caution. I wouldn't want to put myself in more danger
Have you ever thought about...
than I absolutely need to.
Yeah, Crow's a dangerous one. Fighter for a long time. Carries a lot of different weapons, probably armor as well. He's a front line. He's a heavy hitter.
Mm-hmm.
Someone you want to go toe-to-toe with. But, as I said before, have you ever thought about leaving?
I'll leave my friends behind? Never.
Why leave them behind? Take them with you.
Can they? I feel like that would be quite difficult.
Always possible.
Well, some of them could maybe, but definitely not all of them.
That's true. Yeah, some of the vines around the base. Pretty dug in.
No friend left
Oh,
behind,
I guess that makes sense.
as they say.
Yeah, they also say no honor among thieves, which is essentially what we are, though. There's two sides to the coin. Interesting, though. Don't know where
Well, no.
anyone would go if they were planning to leave, because the Fallen are both terrorists and now being hunted actively, so
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we'll have another Crow incident anytime soon. I don't even know if anyone would want to go now. Even if they had troubles or issues with how things are being run. It seems a lot safer here right now.
That's true.
Still, that can always change. It does pay
You
to
seem
be.
to be awfully interested in all of this. Although I guess, I mean, maybe
Yeah.
it's just you being nosy, but
It was a pretty big recent event. Everything that's happened to PL and then the meat rack. I mean, what else has happened lately?
it was quite surprising. You know, I appreciate surprise parties, but
Yeah, I didn't expect that.
maybe there should be better planning.
I'm sure Captain Runt appreciated it too. He seemed to have a pretty good time.
I'll have to ask him about it.
Yeah, I'm thinking of asking him next time I see him at PL. Maybe I'll buy him a drink. I mean, he was very helpful, so least I can do.
Yep.
Yeah. It's weird that Crow chose to just skip out without a word to anyone. That's generally why he's considered a traitor, from what I see. Matrix, that was a very different situation. She actually had reasons, motives. Those were explained. Everyone understood the situation. There was communication. Crow apparently just vanished. Not a word.
I still don't know what happened. With Matrix, that is.
Well, with Matrix? Oh. The reason she wears that blue mask now. That mask apparently belonged to Irie. Never met him. Former second in command. And, if I remember correctly, the person responsible for all this blackout chaos because of information leaks. Fairly, very dangerous ones. I haven't been told what, but I have been told time and time and time again. Irie was responsible or involved in that spilling of information, and to such a degree that nobody could trust him anymore on either side. You know, I don't think it would have been as much of a problem if he had communicated. He'd talked about it with Tobu and the leadership, if there had actually been some idea, but they just found out about it from other people. And so it looked like Irie was going behind their back, like he was doing something in secret, like he was lying to them.
Yep, that's not good.
And that's why the communication's important. Because if you are going to do anything, if the leadership know, then there's no chance of it being seen as a sneaky thing you're doing against them in the shadows, or anything malicious.
And that's true.
Then Matrix, because of that situation, had reason and good excuse to leave. Everyone understood that. So she's still considered a friend, I guess? Most. Or at least she's not frowned upon the way Crow is. Crow is seen as the traitor.
Is she,
A
though?
right way to leave, and a wrong way to leave. Friend may be a bit too strong of a word, but she's still respected by most. Gil, less so. But that's a personal thing.
It's
I think
kind of
that's
strange
between
that
the two of them.
if she's a friend, it's kind of strange that we have a order to shoot her on sight now, don't you think?
The Whisperers have an order to shoot her on sight. But the Hollow's sort of a different story. Because bear in mind, the Whisperers have always been an enemy to the Fallen. There's always been that conflict there. Hollow, we take our orders from Toku. The order to kill came from Odeli. Very important distinction.
So we're going behind his back, all sneaky like. That's gonna get someone in
Not
trouble.
quite. He's given his orders to Toku, and to all Whispers, technically. But we are under Toku's authority. Toku gets his orders from Odeli, we get our orders from Toku. So if we do what Toku says, it should go fine. Of course, that's...
And that's gonna get
If you
Toku in
trust
trouble
Toku.
then.
Depends. It's more likely that he would get himself in trouble if he doesn't, at least make a show of following rules. Because, think about it. The Hollow's a very, very small crew compared to the rest of the Whispers. They're all going to be doing exactly what they're told. They're all going to be following orders.
Yeah, the
shooting
train was super
Fallen
busy.
if they see them. Lot of hustle and bustle. A lot more activity, especially since Odeli's no longer silent. That's a big deal. So, we have our objectives. Things we're doing. That's what the Hollow is about. About getting as many people together to achieve an objective. Rather than just the Whisperers sitting around on the train doing nothing most of the time. Waiting for orders. We're a lot more proactive, so if they want to handle the whole Fallen situation, that's fine. But we have other objectives
We got
as well,
tigers to
as
kill.
dictated by Toku. Yeah, the Fallen they're not a threat. They're not enemies, honestly. They're just a random splinter cell of angry people. They don't matter. Tigers, funded by a council member, just running rampant in District Zero, that's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not sure how we're going to solve it. But that's for Toku to worry about. My job is figuring out how to get rid of immediate threats like the vampire or Hermie biker if he ever shows up again. So I think he's being handed off to Odeli. I don't know when. That's what Toku said, anyway. So whether or not he survives that remains to be
Oh,
seen.
you've already dealt with Biker, haven't we?
Well, he's a prisoner, but we're not going to keep him. He's a Fang commander. He's a big prize. He goes to Odeli.
Of course.
So
And that's being dealt
it's
with.
either Odeli's going to... Well, dealt with's kind of a strong term for it. He may be questioned. He may be given back to the Tigers as a bargaining chip. He's very valuable to them, so they may be able to get some ground there, which would help if they could maybe get a base for Biker. That would be a fair trade, I guess. But then they have Biker again, and that's a problem for us to deal with. Actually, given how that mission went down, I don't think Biker's much of a problem, honestly.
Well, I'm sure his girlfriend would be happy if
He's
they gave him
tough
back.
when the Fangs are around. Girlfriend?
Or at least I think that's what was going on. Yeah, PL one night.
Who?
I saw him with somebody. I don't know who.
Can you describe them?
This was a while ago. They had like
Were
blonde
they
hair, I
gang
think.
colors? Were they in civilian clothes? Blonde?
I don't know.
Okay. Well,
It was a while
they
ago.
were either in colors or they weren't, so...
Well, if they were, I
Yeah.
sure didn't recognize them. Never seen them before.
Biker has a girlfriend. Weird. Dangerous in gang life, but... Actually, If you were dating someone,
See, I didn't
as a
even know it
gang
was
member,
Biker. I didn't
would
even
you
know it was
choose-
Biker when I first saw him because, well, the first time y'all pointed him out to me, he had his helmet on, but then there he had his helmet off. So I didn't even know it was Biker until we saw him later on the mission.
probably recognize the armor. Yeah, true.
I mean, he wasn't wearing his armor.
From what I've seen, he always wears that
It was
same
a-
jacket.
It was a proper date.
Well, if you were to go on a date as a gang member, would you choose to date someone who was in a gang or outside the gangs, uninvolved?
Hmm.
I'm trying to
Does
figure
that
out
matter?
if bikers. Well, it's interesting. Like I said, Biker's a very important Fang commander, but that's also a very dangerous position, so. Would he choose to share that with someone in the gang, like another Tiger? Or would he choose someone who's uninvolved in the entire situation, which has problems if they find out, what he does, and potentially to get himself killed? Whereas if it's another gang member that understands.
Well, as long as
But
they're
at the
tough,
same
I'm
time,
sure
they'd
it's
also
fine.
be in danger. Long. Any other distinguishing features at all?
That was like multiple weeks
Even
ago
the
at this point.
style of clothes they wear. Makes sense.
And I didn't even know it was important because, once again, I didn't recognize Biker until like the day after.
Yeah. I've seen him in two different colors there. He's worn red before. The PL. Twice, actually. Twice. And I don't think I've actually ever seen him there in yellow.
I think the first time I was there, he was there in yellow.
Girlfriend?
Yep. But yeah, I'm sure
Maybe.
his girlfriend would be happy if he was released.
Probably would be. Well, I don't think he's going to be released anytime soon. That would be the worst possible move they could make. 'Cause then O'Delly
Well,
doesn't
you
get
would
anything.
like traded, right?
So.
Right, whatever might involve
Traded,
releasing
yeah,
him.
traded with whoever's actually in charge of negotiations in the Tigers. So either this Evie or Hermes. I don't know if anyone else is actually in authority. Yeah, that's something we need to work on. The vampire.
Hmm.
Need to figure out how to kill it. Because if that thing can actually raise the dead, like Toku says, then that's going to be a bit of an issue. And they have weird magic, apparently, beyond that. And they can go invisible, and there's a lot of different things that we need to be able to deal with. And I don't know how to fight a vampire yet.
Yeah, it sounds very scary.
Gary's one way to put it. Problematic's another. Anything can be killed, technically, though it is metaverse, actually, so that's questionable. But in theory, there's a way to kill anything, so gotta figure out what that is. And I don't know if the fairy tales of sunlight or a stake through the heart or silver or whatever is gonna work.
Good luck with finding Sunline.
Exactly. We'd have to lure them out of Zafira completely. No wonder they like it down this low. Yeah, how do your plants get on with the little sunlight?
That's why I need the growing lamps.
Makes sense.
Nothing some electricity can't substitute.
True. We got the right supplies. Well, I have been asking a lot of questions, so you have any for me?
Hmm. Well, I mean, I did ask you. I think I did ask you why you were interested. Because yes, you have been asking a lot of questions.
But I do. I'm not.
And I know you asked a lot of questions from everyone, but no, I unless maybe you're being really sneaky about it, I haven't seen you invite anybody to have ice cream to ask them questions. It was an excellent trap.
That is true.
And I fell right for it.
Well, it's because I knew you wanted to have ice cream, so. I mean, we missed out the first time.
That
Are
is
you?
true.
Hey, for a minute there, I saw you falling through the floor.
Yep. There we go.
But,
This should be better.
Yeah, nobody else for ice cream. And reason I'm interested... Pretty simple, really. You got all banged up on the mission, which means I've been kind of trying to look out for you since then because that was mostly my fault.
Oh, that's sweet.
So when I heard you were involved in a situation that could potentially lead to an Irie sort of deal, or Crow or something, especially since you were talking to Crow, I wanted to make sure that was sorted, dealt with before anyone started leaping to conclusions and misunderstandings. And the questions now are just to figure out what's actually going on.
There did seem
just
to be
with you,
quite a
with
few of those.
Everything.
But see, I'm
There's a lot
really
going
happy.
on.
I'm really happy I got my permission to waive, and I am satisfied.
Yeah. Interesting. Until all of that went down, I was thinking of asking Crow the same question you asked.
Well, now you heard the answer. What do you
It's
think?
a bit of a weird one. Yeah, but there's usually nuance to it. Personal characteristics, how they tell it, body language, everything. Heck, even tone, everything changes. There's always more to learn.
You seemed fairly tired,
Like you said, questions.
if that helps.
What I do. Tired, yeah. I'd imagine the Fallen are running on fumes at the moment with terrorism and death of their leader, and as soon as they find out that they're a kill-on-sight target now. That's going to make Meat Rack pretty awkward for you. You might be smart to avoid. Well, I mean, if you go to the Meat Rack, where weapons are free, and those guys are kill on sight, that might be a problem. Not saying you'd shoot them, because our standing orders from Toku would leave the Fallen alone. But if they find
is
out
true.
about the kill order, they may try and shoot you. So it could come. It's a safety.
Yep.
Personally speaking, I don't exactly want to go and shoot any Fallen. Like I said, they're not really relevant.
Well,
Much bigger issues to deal with.
yeah. It's like, yeah, weapons are allowed, but don't you think they'd get into more trouble by doing that?
I mean, they could just tell the bar staff or whatever that we have a kill order on Fallen, so self-defense, essentially.
I suppose.
You know, I was trying to think of that message O'Delly sent and why he suddenly became so focused on the Fallen. Like I said, they're irrelevant, they're nobodies. But Tigers are still sweeping through. But he chose to focus on the Fallen.
Well, if
I
they're
guess he really
irrelevant,
did just like Chase that much.
if they're irrelevant right now, maybe they could grow stronger.
Not
Crushing them
compared to
now
the
doesn't seem
Tigers.
like a
Like I said,
crushing them now doesn't seem like a
Counselor
bad
back.
idea. Sure.
But the Fallen difficult because they're not necessarily a threat. They're also enemies with the Tigers. They're useful. I don't know.
Sure. But yeah, if he thinks that they're no longer under control, well, once again, crushing them now
I don't even
doesn't
think
seem
it
like
was
all
that.
that bad of an idea.
They were
Like, what are they gonna do?
civilian buildings with Chase, but with Chase gone. I think he's just grieving more than anything. It doesn't seem focused. It doesn't seem to make sense. The Fallen aren't a threat to anything. Even if we got rid of all the Tigers, they're not going to fill that space. We will.
Well, if they're not a threat to us, then it should be no
Don't have the
problem.
funds or the backing.
It should be no problem
Yeah.
to get rid of them, don't you think?
But they're useful. We stand to gain more by keeping them around because it's another target for the Tigers to divert their attention to. It's another force attacking the Tigers on a different front. That saves a
agree.
lot of trouble on our end.
Oh, I agree. Just giving a different perspective.
Honestly, right now I'm hoping they get some more members. Because, like I said, they'll never be as big a threat as the Tigers. But if they were just a little bit stronger, they might be able to put up a better fight against them. Which is, again, that weakens the Tigers, that gives us more access to District Zero. And then once everything's said and done, it eventually just sweep them out of the way as well. No problem.
That's
We
smart.
just need them to play their part. And they can't do that if they just get themselves killed. I mean, as long as Chase was in charge, there was a working relationship there. Because Deli and Chase, obviously. Defector, not a defector, agent inside the Fallen, as he put it. So they were useful. I don't think that use is run out just because Chase is gone. It's just a matter of using them correctly.
You
And
think?
at the moment, I feel like them getting stronger is the best thing that we could possibly ask for.
You think Toku might be able to convince Odeli of that now that he's the big boss? I don't know. I don't know what that means, but he got a
Odeli
promotion or
is,
something.
Yeah, I know what it means. I don't know if Odeli would go through with it for one reason. He doesn't have one of his own personal members running the Fallen anymore. And Odeli is paranoid above all else. If he cannot directly control something, he just gets rid of it, sees it as not worth it, a threat. So, that's trouble. That's why we need to divert his attention to the Tigers. Tigers, Tigers, Tigers. Everything comes back to the Tigers. We deal with them, all our problems basically go away. District Zero is ours again. No more fighting. Barely. I mean, it would just be keeping the peace, really. Finally, a quiet life.
I kind of want some more Tiger Serms too.
And we just need to raid a few more bases. Or maybe their convoys. You should talk to Toku about it. The next step. What we're going to be doing. Because Because, like I said, bases are where you
apparently
find
we-
serums.
Apparently we
Also
don't
where
have
we
enough
find armor
to
or
share.
equipment. Yeah, that's the biggest problem. Interesting. Wonder if any of the old Fallen members know much about the serums. Because they were around when the first batch were kind of a thing, when it was new. Must have had interactions with it.
Oh, I wonder too.
Goku
But
might be able to get
we'll
that
just have
information,
to.
actually, if you ask him. If you ask him for information about the serums,
Oh, right.
see
Yeah,
if
I
he
know.
can get any Fallen notes.
Toku does seem to have does seem to break his own orders quite often. Although that's why he's the boss.
Well, he used to be Fallen, so if any of them have intel on serums or research, he'd
Oh, he
know.
did?
But I've been told. I mean, I wasn't
Interesting.
around for it, obviously, but... So we've got serums, bases to take. We've got the 2 heavy hitters to deal with. I missed anything?
I don't know. Oh, wait.
Interesting. I always thought that Chase was Toku's only connection in the Fallen. But from what I hear, he's still got some contacts there. Which is interesting.
Well,
Well, it makes me think it's not actually about information, but yeah.
I just received a text from Nicholas. Oh, right. He did want to
Right.
talk to me earlier. Oh, you think we should invite him for ice cream?
Sure, why not? He's a good person to talk to about serums. He knows a
All
lot,
right.
and I know he's looking into researching that.
Give me one moment. I'm sure he'll get here soon.
What do you think of Matrix? Like, personally, from what you've seen.
Literally have no idea.
Yeah? I mean, she brought you a plant, creature, thing.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta count for something.
Which is very nice of her, but like, I don't know her. As far as I can tell, she doesn't know me. She spoke exactly like one sentence.
If it wasn't for the blackout, I'd have a lot of questions for certain Fallen. Pro
So yeah, I have no idea.
Matrix specifically. Yeah, that makes sense. Just interesting. Who told her about you? What I'm trying to figure out.
That is very interesting, isn't it?
Clearly knew you like plants. Not just that, he
Could just be a
knew you were a
coincidence.
whisperer, and she chose to go up to you anyway. It can't be
Well,
a
yeah, I
coincidence
mean-
because she knows you're a whisperer.
Oh.
So she would have chosen anyone else in the entire building. Then go up to a whisperer, then break the blackout. Technically. No, I know information wasn't shared, but it's technically the rule. So she has to have known that it was your specialty, your thing. Otherwise, she wouldn't have chosen you. She would have chosen anyone else.
I guess.
So who would have known? Did you ever know Crow while he was here?
Oh, he was the one who showed me around when I first got here.
Right, he probably
to
told them.
We went to
makes
Peel like
sense.
twice, and then he disappeared.
Makes sense. Yeah, that would explain it. He's probably told them all about every single member. At least the ones that he met. He was there at the alleyway exchange. With the serums and that Gilbot. Did he seem any different to you, or was he the same old Crow?
Well, aside from being down underground and bleeding,
Yeah, that was
I didn't
interesting
recognize
turn of events.
I didn't recognize him at the time because he was wearing that mask.
makes sense. I guess what I'm asking is, would you still consider him a friend? In any capacity?
I suppose so. He hasn't done anything to me. I mean,
Good answer.
all the Whisperers are my friends, really. Of course, he's not a Whisperer anymore, but
That's true. Fallen are just former Whisperers, and as far as I can tell, there's not a lot of difference either. Both are factions, gangs, created by a guy named Chase Henderson, led by him, fighting behind him. That's what the Whisperers were until Delhi took over, and that's what the Fallen were. What the Fallen still are, kind of. Just without Chase.
oh, let me respond to this.
It's funny, with Chase gone, the Fallen have kind of followed full circle with the Whisperers. We used to be a gang led by Chase, and then he left, he's gone, and we were left to our own devices. New leadership came in, everything got back into its own flow of things. Now the Fallen had the exact same thing happen. Feels like we're weirdly related gangs. Even two halves of a whole. All because of Chase. In a way, I feel like there's a... Excuse me? Sorry, I was getting a call in my mind. But, yeah, with Chase gone, like I said, they've finally gone full circle, the same way the Whisperers did. There's that closer parallel now. Interesting to see what happens. Anyway, I've rambled a lot about Fallen and Tigers and business. How are you doing? How's the arm?
Oh, much better. So you can move it around now. Although,
It should be.
still shouldn't be picking up heavy objects.
Yeah, breaks take a while to heal.
Well, hello there.
Howdy, howdy.
Hi, Cole.
Didn't
Welcome.
expect company, but I welcome it all the same. If you don't mind, I'm going
Yeah,
to get a drink.
I mean, we were just having a nice ice cream.
Oh, lovely. Alright.
Zach,
Get something nice.
you know, what did you do before you joined the Whispers? I never did ask. I've always been all business, but I don't actually know much about you.
I was a gardener. Which is, well, that's why
fair.
That's why I'm also being a gardener for you guys.
Makes sense.
That is what I do.
Do you have any hobbies or stuff? What did you like to do?
Well, my family ran a shop until it went under.
Relatable?
Sorry, I have a fourth dimensional cat right now.
I understand.
As it should
Meow.
be. Ghost cat, very common in Zephyra. Ever since, you know, the whole metaverse thing, yeah. What I'm told.
Yeah.
This one is of the invisible variety, though.
Ghost cat, ghost cat, ghost cat.
Indeed. But don't mind me.
What was it like being a gardener in Zephyra City? That's kind of a tall order.
I mean, it's pretty fun.
That's fair.
Constantly being surrounded by friends.
That is fair. I imagine that was some of the nicer parts of Zephyra, honestly. Someplace with a bit of life to them. Plants, nature. Not just concrete, glass, and steel.
Nice localized oxygen supply. Easy to breathe.
Exactly.
There's a nice little corner, much like this bar, I guess.
It is a nice bar.
It is indeed.
It gets overlooked, which is why it remains so nice.
Mm-hmm.
Best ones do. But yeah, please don't let me interrupt whatever it is you two came to talk about. I've asked my questions.
Yeah, you did want to talk about something? Or,
Oh, it was mostly just to, a little selfish of me, but I just wanted to see how you were doing since Sunday, since that was a pretty traumatic experience. What you had
I'm
to
doing
go
just
through.
fine. Although I'd appreciate it. You know, surprise parties are great and all, but I'd appreciate it if there was a little bit more forewarning.
I think Captain Runt's taking it a bit harder than she is. Just a little.
With Miss Foxglove. When you say you're fine, I have a hard time believing that you're actually fine.
And why is that?
She's tougher than she looks.
Usually when people say fine, like when Yuffie does, she means that she's not fine. But please, if you need to tell us, or if you want to tell us, we are available. I'm pretty sure Shade is here as well. Be willing to listen.
Ever since that thing happened to her arm, I have been very much on deck for anything that's needed.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I appreciate that
I know
thought,
you've
but I
only
can
met-
absolutely guarantee that I am 100% fine.
You keep saying the same word.
Hmm?
Oh, nothing. Just that if you need anything, we are here.
All right.
But yeah. But there was another matter that I wanted to talk about that... I'm sorry, but I don't know if I'm allowed to speak about it with Shade here.
Understandable. Yes, that's my cue.
Sorry, it's just something of the matter of work, so...
It's always work.
Oh, it's
That's
been
mostly what we
it's
were
been
talking
lovely.
about.
We honestly we should get a fridge because then we can have ice cream at home.
We need a kitchen. You agree with
I
that?
have
We
been
need a
look-
kitchen.
Yes, and I have been looking right now to get some appliances. Mostly, like a stovetop and cooking supplies, as well as also lab equipment as well, just the basic beakers and measuring devices, of course. Something very easily accessible to any person in Saphir. Just go to the local
Understandable.
hardware store.
Well, see, a
You
freezer
find
would be
almost
helpful there
anything you
too.
need
Freezer would be helpful for that too.
Of course, I don't think I can physically carry a freezer all on my own, but I'll...
That's
and
what we have
everyone else
Brooke
was rather
for.
busy, but... Exactly. So next week, if
Yeah,
I do
that's gross,
have to
Joe.
run along a freezer, or if you can ask Grug if you can find one, that would be wonderful. But yes.
Perfect. First part of the kitchen. Once we have that, we can stop living off pizza. Anyway,
Anyway, I'm
you
sorry.
want me out of your hair, so I will leave you all to
It was fun.
have fun.
Right, so... real shame. Would've... Love to have him stay in here, but this is somewhat more of an important thing. Since you are a part of the science team that we have established, I have created the group chat. I haven't sent anything yet because there hasn't really been anything to talk to about.
Hmm.
What I'm about to tell you, I ask please not to tell anyone else.
All right.
Do you
Your
understand?
secret is safe. Your secret is safe with me. Well,
Yes, well, we can talk to Toku, of course, and all that. I don't know
yeah,
about
I was about to say
Sukiya.
unless Toku interrogates me about it again, your secret is safe with me.
Oh, yes. It's about work, of course. You see, Toku has tasked me with working with the serums.
Ooh. Wait, he tasked you, but man.
That is why I am asking for your help.
Here I was offering.
That
Oh,
would be
see,
a team
thank you. See, it's so.
And you graciously asked your friends to help with that research. I thought it would be the best course of action to work with living tissue. Even though it is of not the same domain of... they're not animals, but they are plants, which is still living tissue, which would still be able to possibly be affected by the serum. So,
That
you
is
have to
true.
start somewhere.
Well, I don't know. I don't know much about people, so I wouldn't be able to help with
Of course.
that.
And we can definitely,
But
definitely
I'm
don't
sure
want
it'll
to
be
start
useful.
with people, of course. But yes, your friends will be greatly appreciated in their help.
Finally,
Mhm.
I'm sure they'll be very
That is
excited.
what I wanted to. And that's what I just mostly wanted to talk about. It was just needed something that we needed to speak and not just write down in text. Texts are a very, very heavy liability at times. Even when you delete them, you don't know the other person deleted or not. You don't know if they can be recovered, like a lot of things can be on digital. That is why we're meeting
Yeah,
here
I've-
to discuss.
Yeah. Ooh, I've taken your advice. I'm gonna try and go out to find a laptop to write stuff down on.
Wonderful. Yes, we'll definitely need to be having laptops and to have a secure server set up so we can actually send files over the internet and not risk it being tracked and intercepted. But yes, so we can actually work not on location and research at an establishment like this, possibly. I know I like to have my work at a nice cafe, I know. Thanks. Oh dear, 1 second. Invisible cat, please get down from there. Thank you. But yeah. And please, if there's any questions, anything, just ask me.
All right, will do. I'm gonna get a lot done soon.
Alright. Please. And a more serious note, if there is anything that you're not comfortable with speaking about anything, please tell me. And if you don't want anything to get out, I have a bastion of secrets and of trustness, even though that sounds very untrustworthy.
That's good to hear.
I'm just worried about you, Miss Foxglove.
What do you think we should try first? Now I'm thinking. If we're going to be doing exciting research and all, what do you think we should try first?
Well, what sort of plans do you have available? Who are your friends that you have willing to help?
Well, that's a great question. It's kind of, it's a Schrodinger's, I'm not sure if I have them or not.
Right. Our prayers hasn't been answered yet, I understand.
This is true. I do have some weed. That's the first thing that Toku asked me to get. Probably for his son.
Probably.
But after that, I decided that that making some painkillers would be fun, which also my prayers have not been answered for that either. So I got some. I went out shopping for some poppies, and also some deadly nightshade, maybe to share with Ribbit.
That's a wonderful idea.
But
Nightshade is
alas,
very
my
powerful.
prayers have not yet been answered, so...
Of course. But yes, those, do you have any, fully grown specimens? Oh, I mean friends.
Well, see, it's much smarter to start from cuttings, because then they grow faster.
Well, of course, but anything that could. Because we don't know if it's will affect saplings or even just the basic seeds. Having a
Of
whole
course.
range of maturity of plants would definitely help with the scientific
Mhm.
research.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
I'm making sure to do things in a way where it reduces yield a little bit, but producing seeds allows us to not have to get any more, obviously.
mhm.
If we produce
That's
our own
wonderful.
seeds,
That's
then
what
we
we
don't need to
really
buy
need.
more.
Clever thinking. I like it. Right, so once we were able to establish just multiples of everything, we can actually have our regular control group, and then all of the different varieties once we get enough of each level, and then we can go from there. And I'll be, of course, making a spreadsheet and sending it to you as well as Ribbit, since she is a part of this team as well. And if there is anything that she needs, anything, then we can provide.
Toku did seem a bit worried when I asked him. Can you believe it? He even said that they might become like a monster. Like, Bucky's a pretty nice guy. Like, I can't imagine.
Yes. So, and that is a worry that comes with said serums. And that is why we shall have Miss Yuffie as a sort of guard, and whoever else Mr. Toku assigns. Because I've already asked him about this, and he hasn't gotten
least-
back to me, but I will follow up.
At least Toku might feel more comfortable if we did our stuff in a somewhat secure location.
Perhaps all we really have to do is just prep the room that we'll be using at the Hollow, and that's all we need to do. We don't need to have it at a separate location or anything. We just have to make sure it is one of the rooms that is separated by probably. Oh dear. What died? We just have to have it separated by a lockdown system, of course, which should be pretty easily to implement. Just add an extra door, just get some more wood to construct it. Shouldn't be too hard. I've done my little bit of carpentry over the years, especially during my year in high school. Shouldn't be too hard to fix. But yes, we can get Yuffie and whoever else is at the base, and that's the problem of which we shall tell Toku is that if we have it at a separate location, our response time, if something does go wrong, is drastically reduced.
And also, that's another variable in the experiment.
That's another variable. And there's plenty of variables that we can definitely limit. And once we built our room / lab, I guess we're calling it, because it will be multiple of us, we can have it as on a lockdown as well. Have a button installed. I know that techies and the our engineers can easily able to rig something like a panic button. And worst comes to worst, I know this probably is going to hurt your friends a little, but we can possibly invest in some pesticides. Or not pesticides, what's the word? That's just for the insects. We'll definitely need to get that anyways, or control variables. But, some weed killers, and just general plant killers, just in case something does go wrong, and we do, perhaps, even though how unlikely it is, create our own Seymour. That will be pretty interesting, though.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Pruning can be necessary sometimes.
Exactly.
Everyone understands that.
And of course, I would love it if we can actually, if we do create one, we can keep it contained and study it. Because who knows? Your friend might be permanently like that and just actually be their own person now. Who knows? So many
Yeah,
possibilities.
that's honestly what's got me the most excited. I won't get my hopes up, but that does have me excited.
Imagine. It will definitely change the course of science. With our science, at least. Because this whole serum would cause a whole lot of things. That's just wishful thinking, of course. It will probably just have the plants just grow at an exponential rate, which is what I'm expecting it to be. If anything
We
at
shall
all.
see.
Might not even affect plants. Exactly. Sorry, I know we're just getting awfully excited for something that may or may not even happen. But yes, it is a lovely place you picked here. I haven't been here myself before. Do you come here often?
Well, recently, I guess, yes. If you mean by often, this is like the second time in recent memory. It's one of the few places I know that actually has
Relative?
ice cream. We went to like an arcade a few weeks ago, but like all those places store their ice cream in like bulletproof like boxes, like you can't open them. So
Shame.
yeah, this is one of the few places.
But yes, no. Yeah, we'll definitely be able to get that freezer for you, so we can have ice cream at the base. Right,
Yep.
is there anything else that you can think of that needs to be discussed or just talked about in general? Or you want to talk about?
Well, that's all the work-related stuff.
We don't have to talk about work, it's just a friendly outing between two friends or almost three, but sadly he had to step out for a bit. If we want, we can invite him in back, just so we can...
Maybe. Well, you've been around, or it sounds like you've been around, like, the train much longer than I have.
I've been there for about a year, I believe.
Well, that is much longer than I have. What do you think about that message from earlier?
Oh, the one from O'Delly? From the boss himself?
I don't really know much about O'Delly, which is why I'm asking.
He is a man that does what he does to keep his position up as the top. So he'll do anything for that. The whole situation, but the thing is, I believe that he is making rash decisions. I know Chase was a good man and all, but focusing our efforts on a group barely even... I don't even know if they're even 50 or even 100 strong at all. Seems like a fool move on his and our part. We should be focusing on the long term, on the Tigers. Because if we focus any more resources than necessary against the Fallen, we risk losing more and more ground against the Tigers. And Toko has been very lax about the Tigers recently. They've only done one mission in how long against them? While they've been pushing at our doors for what seems like months.
Yeah, Shade said that too. And honestly, I'm inclined to agree as well.
Right. Honestly, my opinion of the Fallen is that they make one bad decision, and a lot of them probably regret it. I have no idea, of course. Don't wish ill will towards any of them. Even though they left us in other cars, that is unusual for, especially in, like a lot of corporate jobs and all that. You leave to try to find greener pastures. Usually it's not greener on the other side, but that is the conundrum. It's always greener on the other side, regardless of what side you're on.
Mm-hmm.
And I know the other day Mr. Toku has told us that we should be working together, so I believe that is what Toku intends for us to do.
Yep.
To actually follow the bigger picture. So I'm gonna place my trust in Mr. Toku.
Yeah, we can let the other Whisperers deal with that.
Mm-hmm. What do you think about such matters in the video?
Once again, that's why I was asking, because I don't know much about Odeli, and I only know one of the Fallen. I mean, I guess they were pointed out to me, but obviously we're not supposed to talk to them.
Right. It's probably best just to leave them alone and let them figure themselves out.
Yeah, that's why the whole thing earlier came up. Although Shade seems to think that some of them know me. Well, I certainly don't know them.
That's odd. So, have you been interacting them with more than once, or just seeing them occasionally?
Just
at
once.
places?
But yes, I mean, there's the Purple Lotus, there's the Meat Drac.
Right.
I've only recently become aware. It was more like an after the fact. See, because I was told to watch out for people in black and white. But see, what if they're not wearing black and white? How am I supposed to know?
That is a good point. We've had that problem with Yuffie as well. And myself. We were told black and white, and of course, they don't wear black and white sometimes like we do. And I know when I go to the Lotus, I wear blue. Or any social setting, I would like to wear blue. It's my favorite color, and not being in our gang outfits. Oh dear. There we go. Not being in our gang outfits allows us to interact with others more, since they don't have that notion of being associated with the gang. And I see you're wearing your casual outfit as well.
Yep, I mean, we're here to have ice cream.
I would have came in my casual, but I was actually out working. Yes. So, we just have to keep an ear out and make sure we don't discuss anything in, of work-related things in a private area, but we all know that. Sorry I've been yawning so much. I haven't had a good night's sleep in quite a while. But yeah.
Wait, it just clicked actually. Now that I think about it. You see, I'm new. Shade's new. I haven't talked so much to any of the others. In the Whispers. But see, you've been around here for a while, haven't you?
A little bit, yes. Haven't really interacted much with the folks of the Hollow. Since they've been their own little Toku's group, I guess.
Well, yeah, but I don't know. I suppose it just clicked, and I'm curious. Did you ever meet Chase? I honestly don't know much about him.
Chase. I've interacted with him a couple times, not as much as I would have liked, but it was more of him addressing us, and I'd never really had as I said, I never really had a good conversation with the man. But I do know of him, and
That makes sense.
it was a shame that he was taken from us by whatever bounty hunter that either the Fallen hired or whatever have you. Because as I said earlier, Odeli is Odeli because of things that he's had to do. So you never trust anything what people say. Always find out the info yourself.
Yeah, I was just wondering. Haven't really talked much to the others.
Of course.
It's the reason I got in trouble last time is because I was in the dark. So, trying to avoid that again.
Yes, that is a horrid situation that you were placed in because of that. That I intend to help fix. So there is no more lack of communication and lack of being in the dark. So you can trust in me to fix that, because I fully intend to. Is there any other questions that you have about the train or Chase or anyone?
I don't think so. I mean, I don't really have any particular questions. It's just I didn't know much about it. And it's, it's all the hot topic recently. So,
Understandable. Yeah, it's as I said. The Fallen are probably meant to be either forgotten or utilized against the Tigers.
yep.
Who is our true enemy. So yeah. I know right now Yuffie is probably out looking for a bar so we can all hang out in later tonight. So if you're invited to come, I'll definitely be leaving a group text to everyone.
All right.
If
I'll
not,
definitely
Yuffie
come
probably will
along for
already.
that.
Wonderful. Yuffie loves finding new places and meeting new people, so I trust her to find a good spot for us. But yeah. On another topic, actually, what do you think about the veterans of Toku's little personal group? I'm curious. What do you think about them? Just to affirm my own beliefs about them.
I don't really know much about them.
But first
But-
impressions are very powerful. What was your first impression on them, I should say? And a little bit of info you have learned interacting with them since?
Well, there's King. I don't see him around a lot, but he seems cool.
Right. Personally, never
And,
met King yet. I do look forward to the day I do. I've heard high praises of him.
yeah, he seems pretty cool. As for the others, I mean, I guess I don't really have any strong opinions about most of them. Oh, I suppose this is somewhat of a secret, but like,
Make sure I won't
some
say.
of, all right. Some of them do seem a bit hasty. No, it's a bit. One moment. Word. Overzealous.
I completely understand. They do definitely think after they act, which is truly a shame on their part. But most of them are a lot younger and less experienced. So I understand that fact. They don't have years. Even though I'm not much older than them, I still have a couple years on them. But yes, I do agree. They are... What's the term to use? Not fight happy, but yes, I guess overzealous would probably be the best term in that regard.
See, that's part of the reason why I went and asked Crow a question, because, well, I was worried that he might be a problem that I had to deal with, but I wanted to make sure, because, like, well, first of all, you know, there's this going on, and it's like, why bother if I don't need to? You know, you
That's very
gotta
understandable.
fix problems, but you gotta fix the problems that are more important first.
Exactly.
They do seem to focus on
believe they
small
have-
problems a lot.
Yes, they do, and that's why I'm especially worried about Slick, who is been put in second in command and is worrying a lot about these small problems. I think a little too much. I just hope he can finally just take a day to sit back and actually look at the bigger picture.
Mm-hmm.
And that is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to redirect their overzealousness into something more productive. Like either cleaning up the base or finding actual long-term either equipment or going out and securing more intel and more connections with Zafira. Well, that is the big one right there. And I know that Toku's team is meant to be the front lines pusher, the vanguard that we are. We still need our own connections and not rely on Odeli's connections for everything. I sadly had to burn all of my connections when I joined the Whisperer, so I don't have any at the moment. But I did have lots of connections with other chemists and geneticists and other such people of science. So I will have to do myself build up these relationships. So I hope they follow suit.
Yep.
Nice. Nice IPA. Anyways,
Mm-hmm.
as for the other members, there's a lot of eccentric people, but I'm used to that with the Yuffie, luckily. Those would be the more easy teammates/associates that will can easily be corralled into the right mindset of actually helping out.
That's great to hear. It's great to hear that Toke is finally seeing, or I suppose you talked some sense into him.
Definitely about the serum. That will be a very quick and fantastic way of doing things. Because that's the other thing as well, we have to have either A, results, or B, theatrics for Toku to see. That's the hard part. Because sometimes results take a long time. So when we can make it especially entertaining, we can keep his
Oh,
interest
entertaining is
and-
always fun.
And that is how we get our funding, ultimately. That's like how we did when I was working as the lab assistant. You have to show off your work with embellishment, almost. So yeah. I guess if you can find a couple of friends that are diverse, probably along the lines of a cacti species, some sort of cactus would be wonderful. Probably a succulent species as well. A couple nice flowers would definitely freshen up the base that we can have and also use as test subjects. That's pretty much what I ask. So we can actually have a nice control subject so we can not just test on only one control group, but multiple.
That's
Is there
true.
anything that I can help with for your friends?
Well, hopefully I finally get the garden fully set up. Other than that, like once I've got that going, it's gonna be not entirely, but mostly self-sustaining. Now, we did have that idea of with the frog pond. See, then it would be entirely self-sustaining, but not that's not gonna be a reality yet.
Well, what size of frog pond are you thinking of? Like actually making an actual pond, or just
Well,
having
I
an
mean-
aquarium type setup?
Well, I mean, an aquarium isn't a pond. I mean, we'll have to see if there's room for it, but
So
the
an
ribbit needs a
actual-
place. But ribbit needs a place for her frogs, and see, it might be a good way to kill two birds with one stone. We have a place for the frogs, and we have a place for the plants.
That is a fantastic idea. We should definitely look for a room, or at least look at the surrounding facilities around the hollow to see if we can situate such thing. Especially if we can find a rather large warehouse next door or something of the like that is empty, no one uses. And potentially build your pond in that. Will definitely
Yeah.
be an endeavor, but it will be a very useful one. It will help establish Rivet's frogs. It will establish your plants and create that ecosystem. And it'll definitely be a relaxing area to help think.
Mhm.
It will be a very serene place if we construct it in the right way, which will definitely help with medical and psychological damages and
See, multiple birds with one stone.
health.
I think it's a great idea.
Mm-hmm.
Or one
It'll
pond.
definitely be a fantastic idea. Yes, we could definitely,
Other than that, I mean, I'll be sure. I'll be sure to I'll be sure to text you if I think of anything. But other than that, I really need to know if or we'll wait until everything gets set up to begin.
Right, and if you're not comfortable with asking God, or making a prayer to him just as a casual one, not a part of our weekly Sundays, about the surrounding facility, I can, of course.
All right.
Uh-oh, ghost cat.
I believe I have. I already have sent a casual message to God a few weeks ago, which still needs response. But
I would probably want to remind him since God is a very busy God.
I see.
So of course he would need a reminder sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
You know how he is. But yeah. I'd actually love to see it. A nice little pond. I'm actually thinking probably a lot grander than what we can feasibly do in a couple weeks. But over the course of a month, perhaps, we can have an entire warehouse converted into an ecological system. Which would be absolutely fantastic, in my opinion.
Think of all the science we could do.
Exactly, we can build our lab there, and that would be...
And then
As you
Toku
said,
would be
a
happy because it would be a separate
separate-
location. Yeah. Perfect.
Exactly, we would have the entire pond that you would have to go through that we can defend against.
We should
Of
ask.
open ground.
We should maybe ask some of the scouts to look for a place like that.
Well, it has to be probably close by, of course.
Of course, of course.
I'm actually thinking one of the buildings next to the hollow. So we can actually be in the hollow, and then immediately sorry about the ghost cat, but walk through the meadow area to our research lab. One big complex.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine
Yeah,
that.
maybe we could
Because I am
start clearing that out.
Hearted, willing. Yes, and I am full willing on helping with that, even if I have to get my own hands dirty and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, I'll be wearing gloves, but I will metaphorically break my back for that. Been a while since I've seen nature.
Well, that is a great idea.
Yes, and we can definitely communicate on the in our little group chat that I have created with Ribbit as well, with Caro. And yes. And, well, definitely have it as our own separate group chat, by the way. I don't want anyone else interfering with it. And to have a little safe space away from Toku, of course. Just so we can have our own personal, private thoughts. And if need be, we can always just screenshot messages and send him if he's desperate in trying to figure out what we do in that little, our little hidey hole.
Of course. There does need to be at least a little bit of trust between us. So I'm sure he'll be fine.
Yes, I do look forward to this. Oh dear. But yes, is there anything else in the mind, or?
That I can think of right now, not in particular.
Alright. Well, I guess we should have done this in the beginning of this conversation, but how has your day been, Miss Foxglove?
Oh, today's been fantastic, mostly because of the ice cream.
I am glad. It's a wonderful thing. Yeah, just seeing Shade.
Hmm.
Kind of, I didn't know that you were having another meeting, which is fine, of course.
Well, he was the
I
one
just
who
wasn't
invited me.
expecting. Ah, wonderful. I'm glad to see that you two are also establishing a trusting bond between each other, because I believe that he is a good man to trust and to... What's the word? Have faith in to do the right thing.
Hmm.
The only time I have ever doubted him was when he tried to get a man to sit on my lap. It was very awkward and strange, but otherwise, it was... I believe he's a good man. That was a loud one.
We are being haunted.
Oh no, you're not being haunted, I am. Sometimes I just hear her. Like right next to my head. It's quite scary sometimes. Especially when she gets angry like this. But yes. I hope you enjoyed our talk.
Hmm. Oh, I believe there is now a gather. I believe another ghost cat has been summoned.
Oh, you've been haunted yourself?
Yes.
Right. I believe we should... I know that I've already seen a couple of the possums that they have at the hollow. I am not quite fond of the creatures. But perhaps in our lab we can have something of a cat, maybe. That we just keep situated in there and not have the possum interact with. Because I have a
Maybe.
great fondness of cats. You can probably tell.
Oh.
But yes,
Oh,
it's
I see.
something I've always... I've always loved the little fireballs of joy that they are. I've had 3 of them growing up.
Hmm.
They've always meant the world to me. Oh dear, this one's getting feisty. But yes, I do believe we should probably be getting back to...
Yep, probably.
Yes, because I believe in a few hours... Yuffie would have found a particular good spot to have our little get-together and... Ow!
Hmm.
And the ghost cats are getting rather feisty. So I probably should take care of that.
Understood.
Yes,
Well,
I think...
it was nice talking to you. Hopefully, I hope we can work together much more going forward.
Of course. I would love to actually have someone in the Hollow that can actually knows science as well as you do. That would be a breath of fresh air.
Mhm.
No. Oh no, she took my spot. Anyways. It was good. This was a fantastic talk. I'd rather enjoyed today. So,
Mhm.
have a good day, Miss Foxglove. I shall be taking my leave.
Thank you. Yeah, I think I'll.
Unless you're heading back to the Hollow. we can head back together.
I believe I'll be heading home as well.
All right. Oh,
All right, well. Hello. I believe my seat is also gone. Oh, nope, there she goes. Okay.
that was a good scene.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh, Cat, please.